Okay, we're rolling.
Hey, welcome back to the How to Podcast series. It's Dave with you again, joining you from the outside and back outside again. And want to talk about just the idea of showing up as a podcaster and what that means to your show, to your audience, and to you personally. So I'm glad you're here. Thanks for hitting play, and let's get into this. Thanks for being part of my backyard series. Woo! Here we go. So the birds are chirping, the bees are buzzing around my head, and it's August, almost the middle of August, and we are up to our ears in renovations and remediation from 2 floods in our house. It's been a thing. How people like plan summer holidays and they're like, what are you going to do? We're going to go to the cottage. We're going to go here. We're going to go there. We have these travel plans. What do we have? Renovations from 2 floods and no money now. We went out and had to go buy all of our washer and dryer and all of that fun stuff. And oh my gosh. Things are so expensive right now, but you got to do laundry, apparently. So we are going to be spending some money in the next few months, and I'm not happy about it because all of this happened to us. None of this was our fault, and poo water is nothing to mess with, that's for sure. So I wanted to jump on and talk about the fact that as podcasters, a big part of podcasting is simply showing up, simply being there and doing the thing. Now, you're going to hear a lot of people in podcasting telling you that you can podcast however you want, whenever you want, which is true. I totally agree with that. But if you're looking for results from your podcast, you're going to have to do a little bit of effort and you're going to have to show up. And having something that's random, unpredictable, and something that people can't build their world around is going to really harm you when you're trying to grow your show in a sustainable, meaningful way with good results. That comes to people who just simply show up. And if you don't show up, nobody's going to show up for you. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. When life hands you a bunch of crap, like what's happened with us recently, it's very easy to just not show up and just take care of things and don't do anything extra. For me personally, I've made this commitment to myself to do these 365 episodes this year. And again, in January, when I made this claim I stated this thing that I'm going to do this, there was no thought of 2 back-to-back floods in August in our house, just destroying everything. And the loss that we've gone through. There's nothing that prepared us for that. It was not in our plans. Yet, here I am, still doing this thing. And like I mentioned in the past, podcasting isn't a reason to not be active and doing the things that I need to do around the house. It's a break from it. It's a mental reset. It's like a release valve that I get to use and not think about the stuff that we have to do now. And I get to just hang out with you. And I think podcasting can be that for you. I think showing up is probably one of the most underrated things in podcasting. Again, you have people tell you can podcast in seasons, which you can. I don't, but you can podcast in seasons. That's fine. Take podcast for a bunch of episodes and then take a break. Totally fine. That's great. If that's what works for you in your calendar, then do that and do it well. But for me, I've chosen to do regular, non-seasoned episodes for all of my podcasts. I guess the Daily Santa podcast, my children's podcast, that's kind of a seasonal podcast. It's 25 episodes in the month of December. And not much happens during the year, but I still get listens all year, which is quite amazing. But for the most part, my podcasts don't run on seasons. Some of them have weekly episodes, some twice a month, some every day, some 3 times a week. And for me, that's kind of how I've been doing my shows. I think on average right now, I'm doing about 10 to 12 episodes a week across my 9 different podcasts. That's a lot of episodes in 1 week. And when I meet somebody with one podcast and they're struggling under the weight of releasing 1 single episode a week, I don't use what I'm doing as a way to leverage them into feeling guilty or feeling like they're not good enough. But I want them to see that it is possible, that you can do more. You can be creative with your time. You can be organized, and you can just show up. relationships are built on showing up. Relationships with your wife, your husband, your partner, your kids, your best friend are based on you showing up. You take that component out of a relationship and the relationship's going to suffer. We talk about, again, consistency in podcasting. And again, people are going to tell you that consistency is how many episodes and how often you publish. Consistency, we've talked about this, is not frequency. Consistency is different than frequency. Two different things. You can be consistent and not be frequent. Those are different things. So for me, I'm being consistent in the fact that I want to be in a space of being creative. And I find the more I am consistent with myself, the more I am in this space of content creation, the more creativity finds me, which makes it easier to be creative. That all works together. The moment you take a break, an extended break, an unplanned break, or life hands you a bunch of crap and you just walk away from the things that light you up, it's very hard to turn that tap back on again and dig back into your creativity. And what I find is when people take an extended break from the consistency of their podcast, not the frequency, the consistency of their podcast, they begin to really wrestle when it comes to time to start it back up again. It's the new season, it's the fall season, the kids are back in school, whatever. And they sit down and they look at their mic and go, no, I've enjoyed this break. I've enjoyed this time. I'm going to take more breaks. And I've found more often than not, the people that use seasons, because they think everyone uses seasons and they don't. They use seasons, they tend to, at times, have a hard time restarting the next season. So think about your showing up. How do you show up for your podcast? Again, it's not just hitting record, but how do you show up mentally? How do you show up physically, online? How do you show up for your community outside of the podcast? Those are all elements of showing up. And the more we can lean into those things, the better. Because showing up matters. And people are looking for us. Remember, your content is one really extremely important part of what you do in your podcast. Whether it's a comedy podcast, information podcast, podcast that helps people, interview podcast, whatever you're doing. The content is really important, but it's not the most important thing. You showing up is the most important thing. Whether it's an episode release, a social media post, being part of a community, thinking about your show, supporting other podcasts, being in the podcast space as a listener, jumping into comments and encouraging another podcaster, leaving reviews, buying people coffees, whatever it is, that you can be part of this community even when you're not frequently releasing episodes. You're consistently part of the community. That's where you're going to grow. The moment you take a break from consistency and frequency, that's when it's hard to get back into the game again. So my challenge for you as we come out of the summer months here in Canada, August and going into September, back to school for us here, a lot of people will be thinking about fall and getting their podcast back up on track and getting going again for another season. My caution for you is I hope that you'll take the next few weeks in August to re-energize and re-engage with your audience ahead of your launch, and that you put it in your calendar, create the time now, do your ideas, and generate your ideas now in the summer, last few weeks of summer, so that when it comes to September, and if that's your launch week and launch month, great, you have a plan. And that when you sit down behind the mic, you come back energized. You don't come back tired, exhausted, and looking for a reason to not turn on the mic. Your audience loves connecting with you, whether you do an episode a week, an episode every day, once a month, once every 2 months, whatever you do. It doesn't matter. That's frequency. Consistency is you just being you and being part of somebody's world. So I'm challenging you to show up for your podcast, for your audience, for yourself. Show up with content, show up with support, show up with being part of the community. And by doing all these things, your podcast is going to continue growing, whether you're releasing an episode this week or not. You showed up consistently, not out of frequency, not out of duty, not out of responsibility or commitment. You showed up with consistency because you value your audience and you don't want to slide backwards. If you need help with your podcast, howtopodcast.ca. And again, we will dismantle this whole thing that consistency is frequency. It's not. Please keep that in mind. If you need help, again, howtopodcast.ca. Thanks for being here. Thank you so much for listening to the entirety of the episode, including this part. You know what? A lot of people leave right now. So we'll let them leave. Give them a second to go. Okay, now it's just you and me. We have our meetups that we do for the How to Podcast series. We do them during the week, and we also do them on Saturdays. So twice a week, you have the opportunity to meet other podcasters, just like you. Some people have just started. Some people haven't even released an episode yet. Some have been doing it forever. And we get together and talk podcasting. We want to help you in community to continue with your show, to start your show, to grow your show. So come and meet listeners of this show in one space on meetup.com. Again, through howtopodcast.ca, you'll see the links. It's completely free to join. Come whenever you have an opportunity to come. There's no commitment. You don't have to sign any waivers. You can just come join us. Come join the conversation. We'd love to have you there because the only thing that's going to make these meetups better is you being there. So I'm hoping you will say yes. And you'll say, Dave, I'm tired of podcasting by myself. I wish there were people I could connect with that are fellow podcasters and share my frustrations with guests who ghost me and my editing software is crapping out on me and I'm just having this hard time. I'm just having a hard time coming up with podcasts, episodes and titles and all the things and social media. Wouldn't it be great to get in a room with other podcasters and share best practices and learn? 3 of our 4 Saturdays every month are themed. So you have a topic, but that last Saturday of every month is open question and answer. Ask anything. Come meet a podcaster. Come enjoy the podcasting community through howtopodcast.ca. Come to our meetups. Can't wait to see you there. You're still here. Awesome. Okay, so a question from a podcaster recently was, Dave, how do I know if my podcast is on all the big apps, like all the apps that are available to be, for my podcast to be consumed on? There's Spotify, there's Apple, there's Audible, iHeartRadio. How do I even know if I can find my show is available everywhere? And how do I know if my show is healthy? A really easy way to find out if your show is healthy and on all the apps is to go to pod.link, pod.link, pod.link. Search up your name of your podcast. If you see 2 of your exact same podcast, or 3 or 4, we need to chat because there's a reason you've split your show into multiple locations and we can fix it, but there's multiple listings of your show. So that's a red flag, by the way. Just don't accept that as fact. We got to fix that. But you should see your show come up on pod.link. And when it comes up, you'll see on the right-hand side of the page, it'll say your show, and there'll be a whole list of icons of all the different apps that have your show. And then you'll see a button that says episodes. If you click episodes, same thing. You can click on any of the episodes in the list, and it'll show you a list of all the different places where that episode can be heard. Go there and check it out. And what I would do is say, compare your list of all the apps available to you to the How to Podcast series. Make a comparison. And if I have 30 and you have 10, then, you got 20 extra things we need to get you on to, and I can help you with that. If you have ones that I don't have, then please tell me. But compare the How to Podcast series to yours as the list of all the icons, and then let's work through that together. That's a great way to see where you are. The pod.link is also a great way to share your show. Put that link in your email signatures, put that link on social, put that link in your show notes, because it gives people the option to pick the app of choice. Don't just give them the Apple link. That's crazy. You need to share all the links and the availability of where you are. And pod.link makes it super easy and it's free. Then, if you have a guest, click the episode tab on your PodLink listing. Go to the episode where Dave was on your show, click the episode, and then the address line, the HTTPS, that big long line at the top, changes. Copy that link, that address line across the top of the page, and share that with your guest. That's a direct link to that guest episode on your show. So they don't have to go searching through all the episodes and find the link. Super great when you're going to post about an episode. Share the episode link with a past guest. Use pod.link. It's completely free. But that's a great way to check and see where your show is. If you need more tips and more things to see that'll help you to make sure your podcast is healthy and doing well, reach out to me, howtopodcast.ca. Happy to help. Take care.